All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. If you've never been here before, just please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit the bell next to the subscribe button. Hover over that bell and there will be options. One says send me all notifications. One says send me some notifications. Please hit the one that says send me all notifications so you are notified every time a new video is uploaded to SouFLoTV. Okay, let's get into this. So yesterday I read a headline out of the UK that says that Jamaica calls for deportation flights from the UK to be halted over COVID fears. I thought that the UK would have been a bit lenient and had said, well, there is a pandemic going on and it's raging in certain places still. So how about we just hold still on the deportation thing? Nope, it's back to business as usual. So people are getting deported. Some of them are in total chaos because there are a lot of people who are missing deportation by the skin of their teeth last minute. I don't know if you can feel what that feels like or think what that might feel like to actually be taken all the way to the plane, processed, sitting on the plane, ready to go, and the plane is stopped and you are then taken off the plane. This is today's news after reading what I read yesterday. So today it says that chaos as more than a dozen people are taken off deportation flight from the UK to Jamaica. The hours before a controversial Home Office charter flight to Jamaica was due to take off were mired in chaos and confusion as more than a dozen people were removed from the flight after legal challenges. Wow. The original Home Office long list for the flight is believed to have had 90 names on it. Brace yourself, Jamaica. They were sending 90 people on one flight. 90 on one flight. That's what the original name list had. But the fate of the deportation flight hung in the balance on Tuesday evening as only about 1/10 of those remained on the schedule. Tweets from a campaign group in the early hours of Wednesday morning and flight tracked data suggested that the plane did eventually depart. How many people are on the train or are on the plane? I don't know as of this very moment, but it's suggested or it is said that the plane did depart and is on its way to Jamaica as we speak. It left the UK this morning. Now, getting into the details here, remembering that the original list was 90, almost 100 names on one flight. I have to think to myself, like, is Jamaica ready to receive like 90 deportees on one plane? And I'm thinking to myself, are they coming back with the COVID virus? Because the last plane that came from the UK did bring back deportees that were COVID positive to the island of Jamaica. And Jamaica just had to take care of that. Now, Sanjay McLean, whose lawyer argued that he has a right to British citizenship under the Windrush rules, he secured a stay of execution in an out-of-hour night court hearing. But the Home Office appealed in an attempt to get him on the plane. But the Home Office appealed in an attempt to get him on the plane. Now, they went to court at nighttime. First of all, in Jamaica, I don't even think that opportunity would have been allowed to you to go to court during the nighttime. This is a special case situation, and he was given the right to stand before a judge represented by an attorney, and the Home Office was there to appeal that. Two of the men who were due to fly attempted suicide yesterday and were taken to hospital. Are y'all hearing this? Some of them don't want to come back to Jamaica, and who can blame them? Especially if you left. And when I say who can blame them, it's not speaking of Jamaica in a bad way. Remember, Jamaica is not paradise for all of us. Some people really left Jamaica skating on their teeth. In other words, they left Jamaica gunshots flying over their heads. Some left Jamaica wounded. Some people left some serious situations back in Jamaica. And if you don't remember, there were quite a few from the UK who were deported back to Jamaica in recent times, and they were killed after they went back to Jamaica, to include one particular man who had to run for his life and stayed in a bunch of different safe houses until they flew him back into the UK out of Jamaica. And he had begged them, telling them that his family members were murdered, multiple. And the people who did it said that they vowed to wipe out the entire family. And he was sent to the UK to be safe. And he was deported to Jamaica for something he did in the UK as a teen. And he had to duck gunshots, run and hide in order to get back out of the UK, out of Jamaica. So it is serious for some of these people. I know a lot of people are saying, well, you don't have any right to be in the UK, so kick them out, let them go. But you got to understand humanitarian rights. You know what I'm saying? So 2 of the men who were supposed to fly yesterday actually attempted suicide. And instead of getting on that plane, they were taken to the hospital. I am willing to bet that those 2 will be patched up and on the next flight available. The Jamaican government continues to raise concerns about whether the people due to fly to Jamaica were COVID-free and had actually had a PCR test before being taken to the plane to board to depart to Jamaica. And they have every right to be concerned about that. Discussions about whether to grant the plane landing rights in Kingston are understood to actually be going on right now. Jamaican government could get so brave, is what I would ask myself, to reject a plane from the United Kingdom that is carrying a bunch of deportees, for them to turn a plane around and deny that plane landing rights in Jamaica would cause all kinds of political stirs. The last thing Jamaica wants to do is to offend its head of state, which is the Queen. The Prime Minister of Jamaica was just selected to the Privy Council by the Queen. So I very much doubt that Jamaica is going to deny landing rights to this plane full of deportees when that plane arrives in Jamaica. Concerns are also being raised by lawyers and human rights campaigners about the vulnerability of some that are due to fly because of advanced age and mental problems, among other illnesses. England is not, the UK is not, we have to take serious thing, make joke. The UK is not playing right now. They flinging everybody out that they could find something on to fling out. They don't care if you old, aged, senile, dementia, nothing. You are going. You better have a good attorney that's going to fight, and you better have some grounds to stay. There have been at least 2 COVID cases confirmed among the Jamaicans that were due to board the flight at Colnbrook Immigration Removal Center near Heathrow, where most of those due to fly are being held. So they're printing this in their own press. 2 confirmed cases, at least 2 confirmed cases up to the time. Some of the others were asked to isolate after close contact with those who had tested positive. I'm willing to bet that some of those will test positive too. But they're trying to take measures to make sure that they get to send as many of them without this COVID thing. Or I'm hoping so. Honestly, I don't think they care. I read a headline in Jamaica's news today This information I'm getting to you is not from Jamaica. This is straight out of the UK. But in Jamaica's news today, headline says that the UK has agreed to foot the bill for treatment for any person that is deported from the UK to Jamaica and turns out to be COVID positive, which means they will have to be quarantined for 2 weeks at a minimum, and they will have to undergo treatment to get rid of the COVID. They will probably not be released from confinement until that COVID is gone from them through testing proven. So however long that takes, the UK is willing to foot that bill. This is how bad they want to get rid of them. You know what's sad? Some of these people that are going back, they probably will be quarantined in some decent facility in Jamaica, right? This will probably be the most decent place they will get to see, because some of these people have not been back to Jamaica since they were children, and they have no one there and nothing there. Several people deported to Jamaica last December were found to have COVID up on their arrival and testing. Several. This is the last flight that came out of the UK. The Jamaican High Commissioner is among a number of senior government officials to have sent an urgent letter. The Jamaican High Commissioner is among a number of senior government officials who have sent urgent letters to the Home Office in the UK just hours before the Jamaicans were due to be collected from the detention center to be taken to the airport where they would board their flight to Jamaica. And these people are calling for the flight to be halted because of their concerns about the COVID cases and the spread of, get it, the Delta variant of the virus. Now remember, it was in the UK that the Delta variant was first discovered. Well, I guess we got to get the Delta variant around, and what better way to do it than to send a bunch of infected people to a third world country, as it's called, or an island that has limited resources to handle these. Right now, Jamaica is stressed as far as COVID goes. It was just printed yesterday, and I said it on my channel that according to news coming out of Jamaica, their COVID beds are filled. Most of the big hospitals are at max capacity. I saw a video this morning of people sleeping on the floors in the hospital, patients waiting for beds. And of course, there is a ventilator shortage. The Independent Monitoring Board, or the IMB, has raised concerns over COVID infection control during pre-flight procedures. The IMB pointed out that being tested for COVID before boarding a flight was not mandatory, although temperatures were taken and masks were offered to all of those who were being deported. They actually ruled that it was not mandatory. But if you remember the last report I did, they said, yes, we tested everybody before they got on the flight. And what did I say in that video? I said, I bet they did not. They're in such a hurry to remove these people, they don't give a damn if these people are tested or not. They want them deported, period. Bottom line. Hence the reason now they're saying, hey, you know what? We're sending them back regardless, so we're going to help you out a bit. The most we're going to do is we're going to foot the bill for their rehabilitation. Lou Lockhart Mummery, the chair of the IMB's charter flight monitoring team, told The Guardian is a popular news entity out of the UK. Lou told The Guardian that we have raised concerns with the Home Office about poor operation of social distancing measures during the pre-flight procedures, the collection, muster, and search process. Escorts who work for the Home Office contractor, MITI, have raised concerns about having to remove detainees, some of whom have refused COVID tests and have refused to wear masks. Now, you got to understand, some of these people that are being deported, they don't want to be deported. So they are not complying with anything that is being asked of them. Put your mask on. F you, I ain't putting no damn mask on. What more are you going to do to me? You're sending me to Jamaica anyways, a place I haven't been since I was 6 years old. I'm 43. F you. Okay, you're not going to put the mask on? They can't tie a mask to their face. Come over here, let's get tested. F you, I'm not getting tested either. I'm not doing anything other than getting on that plane and leaving. They have also expressed concerns about a lack of compensation if they are forced to isolate because of COVID cases on the flight. COVID cases have been confirmed on several recent summer deportation flights, not only to Jamaica, but also flights to Zimbabwe as recently as last month. It has been proven that the UK was deporting people that were COVID positive. Whether they tested them or not, remains to be seen. Now, they have said they have tested them, but they're still finding more than one, more than two, several people coming in hot. Coming in hot. A spokesperson for MITI said that we have robust measures to ensure a safe environment for all. This includes details, risk assessment, and procedures which have been developed in line with the latest government guidance, as well as the use of PPE, such as face masks. For those of you not in the medical field and don't know what it means, PPE is personal protective equipment. That's the gown, the mask, the face covering, all that stuff, gloves, etc. The issue of deporting people who have lived most of their lives in the UK remains a political conundrum. Last November, the Home Office made an agreement with the Jamaican High Commission, I don't know if you know about this, not to remove people who came to the UK under the age of 12. But the agreement has not been extended to this particular flight. Several people who arrived in the UK as minors were still scheduled for deportation on this flight. Listen. So not only are they sending in people hot with COVID, and now they're getting caught, they're actually saying, okay, we'll pay. We'll pay for them to be quarantined and get medication and whatever else, right? But after agreeing, the Home Office agreed with the Jamaican High Commissioner not to remove people who came to the UK under the age of 12. But the agreement, again, has not been extended to this flight. Remember, this flight had almost 90 people on it. Well, it had 90 originally, and only a fraction have gone, but they haven't said how many so far. Several people who arrived in the UK as minors were still scheduled to be deported on this flight that's coming in hot. The Home Office said that the person's age on arrival to the UK did not exempt them from deportation. So they don't give a damn if you came there at 1 year old. They don't care if you came at 2. They don't care if you were just learning to walk and you're a little toddler when you got here. They want you gone. 4 women who had appointments booked to say a final farewell to their parents who were due to board the charter flights to Jamaica said that they were denied the chance to say goodbye. The women said that they all arrived at the detention center only to be informed that they were no longer permitted to see their family members. One of the women told The Guardian that, "I don't know what to say. This is so cruel, not allowing us to even say goodbye. This isn't any kind of humanity in the immigration system." A Home Office source said that due to an administrative error, the visits were booked at a time that individuals were due to be collected for the flight. And Yes, it was a simple mix-up and we sincerely apologize. End of story is exactly what they said. Karen Doyle of Movement for Justice, who has been campaigning against the flight, said that these flights, they just sweep up everyone. Mentally ill, physically unwell people, elderly people, victims of trafficking, childhood abuse, care leavers, lovers, parents. It sweeps up everyone. They can't be said to be about protecting the public when many have been out of prison for years now with zero reoffending. Many have had time in and have changed their life and have gone on to establish themselves as law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, and now they're coming to get them. A Home Office spokesperson said that we only ever return those with no legal rights to remain in the UK, including foreign national offenders. Those being deported will have been provided with the opportunity to raise claims prior to their deportation, and no one on the flight will be a British citizen, British national, or a member of the Windrush generation. We regularly operate these charter flights to different countries, and in 2020, only 1% of our enforced returns were to Jamaica. The Jamaica High Commissioner has been approached for comments, and The Guardian is now waiting for them to respond to this one. In the meantime, look out, because the flights are coming. Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's SouFLoTV. Catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.